You are a hero to every Democrat working in the Senate who desperately needed you to succeed, to deliver a real majority to the Senate. What was the key to the campaign from your strategic standpoint?
Well, thank you for having me on tonight, Lawrence. I really appreciate it. Our strategy was simple. I think we knew we needed to make this race about two individuals. And given the choice of who Georgians wanted to represent their families, they had to pick between the Reverend or the running back. We set out to do that from the very beginning. We were clear about where we needed to go in the state to do that, who we needed to talk to in the state to do that. And I'm very pleased with the result. I actually think when we pivoted to the runoff election, our team did a lot of work to prepare. We knew that a runoff was a possibility, even though we wanted to win outright in November, and we put in the work. We knew what we needed to do in the early vote period to bank the votes that we needed to do to have in the bank before Election Day. We were successful in doing that. And so I think it's discipline and knowing who we needed to talk to and what we were trying to say to those voters in the state of Georgia.
You have a great deal of experience in campaigns, but now Senator Warnock has had to run a couple of them very quickly, back to back, 2 years apart. So he's now one of the more experienced campaigners in the United States Senate. How did you were dealing with someone who didn't have decades of experience as a candidate, working his way up from lower elected offices. What do you think the effect of that was in the campaign?
Well, you often hear Senator Warnock say that you can't represent the people if you don't know the people. And that was clear from the work that we put in. So you guys heard me say that one of our strategic goals was to keep Warnock and keep Senator Warnock remaining the Reverend. Part of that is making Georgia feel like they're a piece of his congregation. This is somebody who's been doing the work for years, senior pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, who's been arrested, fighting for civil rights, who's been an activist in the community, is standing alongside them. In fact, if you look at when the senator voted during the runoff, he's standing in line with the people. We weren't skipping to the front of the line. It's that experience that I think ties Senator Warnock, and you guys heard in the opening of his speech, it makes Senator Warnock a Georgian. He is from Georgia. He is a part of Georgia, a son of Georgia. And at the end of the day, Georgia voters saw that and elected him to represent their families for a full term.
The first time I saw a Warnock campaign ad, which was during his first Senate campaign, it was one of those TV ads where I went, wait, I had to turn and, let me watch that, rewind it. It was really, really compelling, really grabbed you, and was very creative, innovative. I want to go to one that you closed the campaign with. Let's take a look at this one.
The other night, I was watching this movie. Called Fright Night, Freak Night, or some type of night. But it was about vampires. I don't know if you know vampires are cool people.
What the hell is he talking about?
Is he serious? Is he for real?
But I'm going to tell you something that I found out. A werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that?
What is he talking about?
I never knew that, so I didn't want to be a vampire anymore. I wanted to be a werewolf.
Oh, my gosh.
He's talking about vampires and werewolves right now.
Y'all serious about this, right?
That's the way you closed the TV ad campaign, but all the way through, even before it got to the vampire stage, the Warnock ads have, and before when he wasn't running against Herschel Walker, the Warnock TV ads have really been special. Who's the team putting those together?
Well, first and foremost, you have Senator Warnock, who is willing to step outside the box to deliver creative messages to people in ways that they would understand. Adam Magnus does our television. He creates great ads. And in a state like Georgia, particularly in a cycle like this, when Governor Kemp was on television, Stacey Abrams was on television, our campaign, every outside organization was on television. You have to do something to break through the clutter. And I'm proud of the ads that we were able to put together to do that. This ad in particular was an ad that we pivoted to during the runoff, because going into the runoff, we felt that we had litigated the case against Herschel Walker. Georgians knew who Herschel Walker was. And I think that the only thing left was for Georgians to ask themselves, would they be embarrassed if Senator Warnock or if Herschel Walker was their senator? And the best way to do that was to get real Georgians reacting to Herschel Walker's own words, which we did throughout the campaign, which I think was effective in, establishing his credibility as an elected official. And I think we were successful in doing that. And this ad in particular, I think really carried the load for us during the runoff and got us where we wanted to be.
So how was it for you in those final days where I can tell you everyone I knew who had a hope for your campaign to win was desperately nervous, on the verge of panic every day for at least a week before Election Day? What was your mix of confidence and worry as you approached the night of vote counting in Georgia?
You know, I was confident. I was confident because we had put in the work. You know, I think any campaign manager or anybody that works in campaigns that tells you they 100% know that they're going to win in a state like Georgia is being a bit facetious. But we had put in the work, and part of that was doing what we needed to do to turn Georgians out to vote, fighting for Georgia voters to have the right to vote. We took the state to court and sued to get a day of Saturday voting, which ultimately turned out to be one of the largest days of Saturday voting in the history of Georgia. And, you know, from that, we carried momentum. I mean, this is actually, we were running against a party and a candidate who wanted to deny people the right to vote. And when that happens, you know, we were walking and chewing gum. We kept our reverend ads up, the positive ads that we were running about Senator Warnock. We kept our foot on the gas against Herschel Walker, as the ad that we just saw. And at the same time, we were educating voters while we were about election dates that were moving. And so I'm really proud of the work. I'm really proud of the way Georgians first and foremost responded. I mean, I am incredibly proud of the campaign, but Georgia should also get a lot of credit for this. We had people standing in line for 2-3 hours, standing in the rain on Election Day to get this done. And that's exactly what they did. And so the credit should go to Georgians as well.